Hello, my name is Tony Beers, and this is Movie Grades. Hey everybody, Tony Beers here again. I got my friend Man Mike here. And this time we're going to do a little bit something different. Instead of movie grades, this is what we're going to call Movie Grades Classics. And Mike came up with the idea, and it was his idea to have the first Movie Grades Classics to be on Airplane.
Woo, party. Yeah.
In fact, when we went to Motor City Comic Con, I got my Airplane signed by Robert Hayes,
Lucky bastard.
who starred as Ted Stryker in this movie. Well, let's talk about the story itself and what's going on here.
Ted Stryker is a guy who's down on his luck. He's jumping from job to job in this movie. He was an airline pilot in the war. They don't say which war, but we
assume it's Vietnam.
We assume, but they don't really say it. After that, he's been having trouble trying to keep jobs, all that other stuff, and his girlfriend, Elaine, who just so happens to be a stewardess, is dumping his ass there at the at the airport when he's being a taxi driver. And so he gets the bright idea to go hopping on the plane and to try to win her back, but then all this crazy stuff starts happening. The food starts getting bad. People start getting sick, everything else. And he is reluctant to even fly, but he has no choice because he's the only one that's qualified to fly the plane. Got such a great cast like Leslie Nielsen, the man. He is the man. And you got Lloyd Bridges.
Yeah.
You got him. You got such a great cast in this movie. Just to get these kinds of people in here to do all this kind of stuff. And, it's just... And they making me realize that these people do have sense of humors.
Right.
Instead of just being all such serious actors. Because I think...
well, that's the thing is that most of the actors in here are start off as serious actors. I mean, none of them are really comedic actors. I mean, you don't think of comedies when you think of Lloyd Bridges. He's a more serious actor. Robert Stack is a serious actor.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure, but I think this is Leslie Nielsen's first comedic role.
First comedic role, and then after that he did nothing but... no, I can't say that. Yeah. He did do Creepshow. Yeah. Creepshow was the only other serious movie I think he did, and then all the rest were comedies after. Most of his... until,
That's what he became known for as a comedic actor.
But the thing is that him coming on as the Doctor was really, really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Just to watch him go and do this crazy, crazy stuff. This was the first movie I ever watched when I was a kid. This is why I love this movie. He was surprised to actually hear me reciting lines left and right.
Yeah, you got to memorize.
I got to memorize.
So you're a bigger fan than I am. I love the movie too, but man, you blow me out of the water with your fandom of it.
Yeah.
And... get back to Leslie Nielsen is like, and the thing is about this movie, what makes him so great in it is he plays it completely straight. He's not joking around or anything. He's serious with everything he says, and that's why it's so funny.
Yeah, that's because all these people are playing the whole damn thing straight. Every last one of them, pretty much.
Well, not every one of them, like
except for the one goofy guy that we just got done watching, but everybody but him are playing the movie straight, pretty much. And it makes me laugh just to watch this whole thing, and, they're just like, especially the part is, surely you can't be serious.
Yeah, that's what this is called. Don't Call Me Shirley edition of the DVD.
Yeah. Also, too, the Johnny character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty funny. But like I said, he's the only one in the movie that's actually goofy bastard.
Right. Yeah.
He's a real goofy guy in this movie, and he's sitting there saying all these really crazy lines and stuff. He says, "Johnny, what do you make out of this?" "Oh, I can make a hat or a brooch." It's just it's hilarious, just to watch him do all this and stuff, and him at the end messing with the landing lights on the...
Yeah, he pulls the plug out.
He's just kidding, and then just does this really sinister laugh, which made me laugh. Yeah. That's another great character, and I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else besides Airplane 2, but we won't talk about Airplane 2. We'll stay away from Airplane 2. thing I like about this movie was all the jokes that they had in the background. You have to pay close attention to get the gags and stuff in the back, and that's what I liked about this movie as well.
And there's jokes going on every second. There's something going on.
Yeah.
Which is what's great about this movie.
So that's what I loved about this movie is that you don't see movies like this anymore. It's hard to see movies like this. The only one that come close was Black Dynamite.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Black Dynamite came pretty close to that as far
as this type of humor, yeah.
Yeah, the type of humor. So it's not filthy, it's not over the top, dirty.
Yeah.
But
there's certain parts,
There's certain parts, but it's not like what the movies are nowadays.
Right. Yeah. Where there's more gross out humor nowadays.
Yeah. My favorite scene, in this movie, was the disco scene.
Okay.
The disco scene in the bar. That was the funniest scene I've ever watched in a movie, bar none.
Why is that?
Because it was just goofy. It's like, he's telling the story how him and Elaine first met, and she's out here on the disco dance floor just dancing with this guy who gets stabbed in the back, and he's just going like this, trying to point at the knife.
He's dancing.
And, that's what kind of makes it funny. And then, the other thing was the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, the Girl Scouts. I was just about to mention the Girl Scouts.
The Girl Scouts are just sitting there playing cards, and then one of them is hiding an ace and stuff, and then they start have this big, huge fight. It was
hilarious.
Funny as funny.
Because he says there's always a fight in this bar, and you see them playing cards, and you only see their hands, and you think, oh, it's gonna be the two tough guys, and there's two Girl Scouts. So yeah, and they do some really crazy stunts in that too. Breaking chairs and stuff all over everybody. It's really good.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, I don't know. I mean, the whole movie, it's just one big laugh riot, as they say. I mean, I can't think of a favorite scene. It's just gags I really liked,
Yeah, about the autopilot.
Yeah, the autopilot, that's hilarious. The autopilot is just a mechanical thing. In this movie, it's a blow-up doll, of this pilot, and it's really hilarious how they use it, and of the way he gets blown up one time in the movie. It's very hilarious, and then they're smoking after.
Yeah, the thing that really surprised me is the look on Leslie Nielsen's face when he walks in, and he goes like, that's priceless right there. Just watching, seeing the look on Leslie Nielsen's face is when he just like, then he's outside the door. He goes like,
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's funny as hell just to watch Leslie Nielsen react in this movie.
It's one of those movies, it's best left alone at one movie. Some movies just aren't meant to have sequels, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
And Hollywood don't even think of doing a remake.
I will kill you, Hollywood, if you ever did do a remake. There's no reason to remake this movie. This movie is a classic the way it is. That's why it's been on my number one. It's number one on my comedy movie list.
Yeah.
This movie will never leave that spot. Ever. Because all the other comedies are nothing. No disrespect to Kevin Smith. I love you, Kevin. But Airplane is my love, my first movie. My favorite comedy of all time. It will always be Airplane. Nothing will ever replace that.
Wow.
That's
high praise.
Yeah, it is high praise, because like I said, they don't do movies like this anymore.
Not really, no. I mean, like, they try, like...
They do try. But like I said, just never couldn't catch that fire again like they did with Airplane.
No.
Which is a shame.
It's a shame, yeah.
Because I would have loved to seen more comedies like this. Yeah. And they don't make them anymore. It's all either really, really dirty. Yeah. Really, really, like you said, gross out.
Gross out comedies.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't have no taste for comedies like that anymore. I mean, we're used to Kevin Smith's stuff pretty much anymore, and his
isn't so good lately.
It ain't been so good lately, but but movies like this one will stand the test of time. I think. I love this movie. It will never change my perspective on any other comedy other than Black Dynamite's a close second.
Okay.
Black Dynamite's the close second in my list.
Yeah.
So,
Well, for me, like, Spaceballs would be up there with me. For me.
Yeah,
Spaceballs and one of my favorites is Christmas Story.
Oh, Christmas Story, yeah.
But yeah, this one's way up there for me too. One thing I wanted to mention was that the only thing that's really gone down about it is it's kind of, a lot of stuff is out of date, but of course that's going to happen with any movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like a few jokes there,
Yeah.
Like for instance, like there's a scene where all the reporters, they all run into the telephone booths all at the same time, and they knock them all over. There isn't telephone booths anymore.
No.
So that kids first seeing this for the first time would be like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
But it sort of has stuff like that. But otherwise, the comedy is pretty much universal.
This movie is, and always will be, to me, my favorite, and it just. If I can say anything to any of the younger kids out there, and I know that they were born, in later times, like in mid-90s, early 2000s and stuff, I want to recommend this movie to you guys. You guys need to watch this movie. You guys will laugh. But it doesn't matter if the stuff's outdated or stuff, but you will get the jokes. The jokes are hilarious.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the backgrounds if you get a chance. Just, pay attention to the background gags and stuff. Especially the disco scene. Watch the disco scene over and over again, too. Plus, the movie's been universal. We saw it in Family Guy.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Parodied in Family Guy.
Yeah, we saw the disco scene from in Ted. Mark Wahlberg tells Mila Kunis, he goes, "That's not how I remember our first date." And then basically she's dressed up like Elaine. Yeah. He's dressed up like Ted, and he jumps on her, and she just spins him around. You can tell that this movie's had some impact and some influence on people in Hollywood, and you can tell Seth MacFarlane has seen this.
Right.
And he loves this kind of stuff. At least then you know that there's somebody, and it influences people everywhere. These kinds of movies, and that's what I like about these kinds of movies, is that they're fun. I have had a fun time while ever watching it, too.
And, you brought up, that you said that there's stuff in the background, all over the place in this movie, so people might benefit from watching it more than one time so they could see stuff that they hadn't seen before, It's one of those movies that you could watch it several times and see something new each time you watch it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But if anybody has the Leslie Nielsen Police Squad, watch that over and over quite a bit, too.
Yeah.
The 6 episodes, even though it's only 6 episodes, but... Like I said, it's from the same guys who did Airplane. Just keep watching that, and you'll pick up stuff that you've never seen before. It's
and the Naked Gun movies themselves.
The Naked Gun movies, too, are really good,
let's wrap this up here. What would you... I think it's pretty obvious, but what kind of grade would you
I'm going to give it an A+.
Okay.
I have to give it an A+, because, it's like I said, it's my movie.
I'm right up there with you. I have to give it an A+, even though I'm not as big a fanatic as you are. But I still love the movie. There's nothing I can think wrong with it at all.
Yeah.
It's hilarious from beginning to end. It's just a great movie. I mean, like I said, there's nothing bad I can say about it.
No.
You think, like I said, it might be a little out of date for some jokes, but still.
Yeah. But
they're good.
But once they get the hang of it, and like I said, this is just like Marvel, how we always stick at the end of the credits at the end of Marvel movies. Watch it at the end of the movie, get through the rest of the credits of this movie, you'll see there's a guy that pops up from the beginning of the movie in the taxi cab. I'm not going to spoil that. You guys can watch it for yourselves and just sit there and watch it. You guys will laugh.
Yeah, Marvel wasn't the first to do that thing. So
I just pointed out to all you young kids out there.
I'm Tony Beers.
I'm Michael, Madman Mike.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.